Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina, I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video I'm bringing you my update for my Pan That palette. I'm currently working on two face palettes at the moment in this project, so if you want to see how I'm going on these palettes then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you love watching project panning related videos or content, any other beauty related content, make sure you subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into the update. Alright, so I've been working on these two palettes since the start of the year. So that's like 4 months now I've been working on these palettes. I am starting to finally see some good progress on these, but I think it will still be some time before I actually meet my goal on these. So I'm currently working on my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. My goal on this one is to at least hit pan on the bronzer in this palette. And I'm also working on my Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush Wheel. And my aim on this palette is to hit pan on the color Montage in this palette. So basically I'm working on like only those out of these palettes, if I'm honest, at the moment. So let's see how we're going on these palettes. We might start with the blush this time. So I am wearing the color Montage as my blush today. I've been wearing it basically exclusively. I try and use this as like my everyday go-to blush just to try and get as much use out of it as possible. This is what we're looking like now, and I will take close-up photos comparing last update to this update so you can see how much progress I'm making. I do feel like I am starting to really see some progress showing on this. I am starting to get a nice little like dip starting to show in the center here, and for the most part the writing in the center has like worn off. So I feel like I'm finally starting to see signs of it like lowering the level and starting to like scoop out when I use it. So I'm hopeful. I think next month I will definitely see a lot more visible progress on this one. Potentially the month after that I might have pan. I think it will only be a very teeny tiny pan. I think 2 months worth of use on this one. Just that much more, and I will potentially have pan. If not 2, I think definitely by the end of June I will have pan on that Montage. So I'm very hopeful on that one. I'm getting a little bit bored of wearing the same blush all the time, but I'm very determined to reach my goal. Moving on to my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Again, this is one that I am using almost exclusively, and I am very happy to say that I also have a very good dip going in this one. I have been reaching for this bronzer quite a lot lately as a like transition for my eyeshadow, so I think that is helping contribute to like the more focused wear in this one little spot here. So because my brushes are a lot smaller rather than my big bronzer brushes like taking up the whole of the pan, the eyeshadow brush is kind of more like focused in that one little area. So I am starting to see a noticeable dip showing in there. For the most part on the bronzer side, the lines have gone. It's only like this little center bit here where the two pans meet, where there's still a little bit of lines, and right on the edges out here. But I am definitely using this. There is a lot of signs of wear and usage on this one. The pan is starting to lower, so I'm very happy with my progress on this one. In terms of this one, I think that I might potentially hit pan on this one by the next update. So I think maybe like a month's worth of use. I feel like I'm getting very close to hitting pan in that like center area there. And if I continue to consistently use this and reach for this as much as I am using it, I think there's a very good chance that I could have pan on this one. In terms of the highlighter, I've kind of come to accept that I don't think I will hit pan on it at all this year, but I am still trying to use this most days when I'm doing my makeup. I don't love how it looks on my face, but as an everyday highlighter, it's like one of those, I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's just like, I have a neutral opinion about it, but I think it goes well with these like other products that I'm using. So I'm continuing to use it. I am getting a lot of wear in that like center area there. There's no like great dip or anything like that. So I think in terms of having this pan even close to hitting pan or anywhere close to being used up, it is going to be a very, very long-term highlighter for me. And for that reason, I've kind of given up on the fact that I could potentially have pan on this one this year. And I'm just moving my attention to really focus on hitting pan on the bronzer this year. In terms of highlighter, I've kind of given up on it. If I'm honest, I have like come to the realization that pan is not going to happen on this highlighter this year. Let's just keep our attention on the bronzer, keep that positive movement with the bronzer, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I might even consider not having this as like my focus highlighter for this year. I might maybe have a think and decide if maybe I want to move on to something else as my focus highlighter this year, because I just know that there's not a chance in hell that I'm going to have pan on that one this year. So as you guys can see, something happened between filming the video and taking the photos, the progress photos for the bronzer. So as you can see here, I actually managed to hit pan on the bronzer. It turns out I was a lot further along, had a lot more progress on the bronzer than I expected. So as you can see, a little sneak peek for next month. That is how I'm going on my two palettes. Let me know down in the comments if you can see the progress that I am seeing. I hope that I'm able to reach those goals that I have on both of these products this year. I am mainly just focusing on those pans that I mentioned. Montage is like my one pan in this palette that I really want to hit this year. I identified that as part of my yearly goals. This one I really want to hit pan on. If I'm able to like hit pan on that one, I might maybe try and work on expanding some of these other pans just before I decide to roll this one out. But I think for me, it will just depend, I think, at what point in the month I'm able to hit pan. If I find that I hit pan like right at the start of the month, then for the rest of the month, I might make it my goal to try and expand some of the pans. But if it's like right at the end of the month and even at the end of like the halfway point of the year, I think I'm just going to call it quits and rotate this palette out. I think by the time we get to like halfway through the year, if I still have these palettes with no pan, I'm going to be getting to the point where I will be very over using the same thing every day. So I definitely think I will have a rollout at the midway point, and we might focus on something else for the rest of the year. So that's the plan going forward on these two. Like I said, if you can see the progress that I can see, let me know down in the comments. Let me know while you're down there how you're going on your face palettes, if you are focusing on any of them this year. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below if you want to keep up to date on this project and any of my other project pans that I'm doing this year. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful.